Wow. Wow, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been here doing a Sunday video update. How y'all doing? My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jared Bear. Today's date is Sunday, November 21st, 2021. Thank you all so much for stopping by and indulging me for the next hour. Um, so I'm flying solo right now. Amy's actually in the bedroom. Dad went hunting because it's firearm deer season here in the state of Michigan. And my computer seems to be doing well. I wasn't here last week because I was having issues with the fan and the power supply in the top upper corner of the back of the RAM tower. And I haven't heard any humming sounds coming from that fan in, like, I don't know, a few days or so. So hopefully it corrected itself. And so here I am doing a Sunday video update. I'm so glad you could join me this week. Um, a lot has been happening since a couple weeks ago. There's been a couple deaths in the family. Two of my uncles have passed away. The first one, his name was Junior Saville. He was married to my mom's sister, Flossie, and together they had Catherine, Shelley, and David. Those are my cousins. He passed away. He was 75 years old. And then just this past week, my Uncle Frank died. Now, Uncle Frank Ashbaker was also married to my mom's sister, Flossie. And I think he was in his 90s. He was up there in age. Um, but a couple of uncles have passed away, and my love and warm condolences go out to my cousins. You know, they're having a really hard time. They lost two of their grandparents within a week apart. And so my love and condolences go out to them for their hard times. And a lot has been going on here at home. Uh, well, I mean, health wise, the only thing health wise going on with me for the most part is I've been having like a chest pain, like right in the same spot. Now, mind you, I'm not exhibiting any other symptoms along with the chest pain. I'm actually just having the chest pain, and it's there. It's noticeable every so often. If I move just right, sometimes I can feel like a throb coming from it. So nothing to be concerned about. I'm not dizzy, or I don't feel nauseated. I don't have any numbing or tingling sensations in my arms or my hands. My back doesn't hurt. I don't feel any other symptoms other than just the pain that I feel in my chest every so often. A lot of my friends on Facebook are urging me to go get checked out by a doctor, and mm, I'll just see what happens. I feel okay. I mean, I feel fine. I don't feel sick or anything like that. I don't know what brought it on. Maybe something I ate, could be indigestion, could be stress, could be any number of things, but um, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing all right. Dad, now the situation with dad is his stress level is really high right now, and I wanted to wait to announce this because he wanted to make sure that my brothers and I had known. Of course, I was the first one to find out about this. But my other brothers, they or my brothers, they know what's going on with dad's health. And as it stands right now, my dad's stress level is up, and so much to the point where he is a candidate for a potential heart attack. And so I'm keeping an eye on dad. He's doing okay. He's getting around. He went out hunting. He went out hunting, if I can talk. Uh, But he's doing okay. I'm keeping my eye on him, and just paying close attention to him because he gets stressed out about a lot of things. And I'm just keeping an eye on him. Like, I'll check, every so often, just to make sure he's okay. But he is a candidate for a potential heart attack because of a stress, and so they had to up some of his medication, his blood pressure medication. They had to up it. So dealing with that. We also had a couple of deaths, friends of the family too. Dad found out just the other night that a lady named Ruth, that I've known for the past 30 years, turns out she passed away 5 months ago. and we didn't know about it. Um, and I'm still in shock over that one. I mean, Ruth was a nice lady, and um, they were our neighbors when we lived on Chapin Road back in the late '80s and early '90s, and she was a sweet lady. And I'm sad that she's gone. I don't know what the cause of her death was. Um, we also lost a very dear friend. Her name was Paula Van Warmer. She passed away um, just recently. I'd say about a week or two ago, she passed away. Another close friend of the family, and we miss her dearly. And when my cousins Heidi and Elwood, when they lived in Chesaning, when they lived in town, um, they had a neighbor named Gail Robinette. He passed away. He was 90 years old. So there's been a lot of death in the family, and sadly, that's been the trend lately. We've been experiencing a lot of death with family and close loved ones, and so we're getting through it best we can. We're getting through. Um, so that's what's going on with that. There's been all kinds of just this has been a rough week. This week that just went by has been a rather rough week. It's been kind of shitty. Um, Matter of fact, I had actually written down some notes on Facebook. And by the way, if you have Facebook, you can add me. There's a link to my Facebook here on my YouTube channel on the homepage in the upper, it'd be your upper right hand corner. Um, just click on that link, or you can go into the About tab section of my YouTube channel, of my YouTube channel, and there's a link to my Facebook. Let me know that you want to add me before I'm looking for trouble, then you're going to find. So, um, let's see here. Just 1 second. Yeah. And as a reminder, Michigan is leading the nation in high COVID numbers. So that's not a good thing. And everybody's freaking out. Well, your chest pain could be related to COVID. I don't know. I have no idea. I should go in and see a doctor, but um, yeah, if it gets worse, we'll go in and see a doctor for sure. But it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't hurt now. I mean, I'm doing okay now. Let me see if I can find that post. Um, yeah, I went shopping for Thanksgiving on the 19th, a couple days ago, Friday. I went to Corunna and did a little bit of shopping for Thanksgiving. Um, and now I'm having trouble with my phone. I'm having trouble with my house phone. There is no dial tone. I can't call out. I can't accept calls, and there's no ringer. So when I push talk, all I get is static. So listen to this. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but that's all I get, static. So a technician's going to be coming out tomorrow to take a look. Um, hopefully they don't charge me a lot. Now, if they come into the house, they're going to charge me an extra $95. They're going to tack that onto the monthly bill. So I had written down some notes on Facebook. It's actually a post. And this is what I had written. This was on November 18th, last week. I said, I don't know if there's something in the air, but lately things have been really crazy around here. It's been stressful too, but hey, I'm getting through it. Giving up would only worry me, or giving up would only worry me. And I'm not about to, nope, no way. First, it started out with my computer making a strange humming noise where the power supply fan is because it came from the fan. I haven't heard it much lately, which means hopefully that it corrected itself, and I don't hear it now. So I'm hoping that it corrected itself. I did take it into a shop out in Clio. Um, they said that it would set me back about $100 to have that switched out, but seems to be behaving itself now. Secondly, on Tuesday, I was trying to rearrange a spot in my bedroom for the traditional book gathering to commemorate the 22 years of writing, which I did. And that was something else that I wanted to point out that I did, in fact, celebrate 22 years of journal writing last Tuesday. And, it was just like any other celebration. I had written a one-page entry in my journal, and that was about it. I had taken some pictures. I put together a video for my YouTube channel here. So it turned out good. But in regards to that, I was trying to rearrange the spot in my bedroom for the traditional book gathering to commemorate the 22 years of writing, and other messes kept happening as I was busy rearranging, which is true. I picked up a paper shredder, and I thought it was empty, and the top come off it, and the shredded paper just went all over my bedroom floor. I was so pissed. It's like, motherfucker. So I had to stop doing what I was doing to clean up that mess, and then other messes would happen, and it was just a crazy day. Um, Thirdly, as I mentioned, there have been numerous deaths of loved ones, and seemingly it's been happening one right after the other. Between last week and this week, I lost two of my uncles, which I did point out. Next, I had a disagreement with my friend, or with a friend, which I did. It was a rare instance, but as I said, I'm getting through it. I don't have any hard feelings on my end, which I don't. There are no hard feelings. But I will say, just as I guess as a disclaimer, if you disagree with something that I write on Facebook, here's the idea. Don't fucking comment. You can keep scrolling. We can still be friends, but don't wait for your turn to be controversial and argumentative on a post when I share my thoughts and opinions. It's not for you to debate me on my post. That's my Facebook. It's the space allotted to me where I frequently write out my thoughts and opinions on some things. Not everything, but some things. Um, Today my home phone decided to stop working and there's still no dial tone. I press the talk button and instead of a dial tone, all I get is a bunch of static and strange noises. It's almost as if the spam callers have hacked into my phone line. I don't know how they would do it. Honestly, I'm not even sure if that's possible, but I can't prove it either way, which I think it is possible. They can do that. All I know is I'm still without a house phone, and my phone company wanted to kick me while I was down by getting an additional money out of me. I sounded off on the person on the other end of the line, even after they told me that the call was being recorded. I was already frustrated enough as it was that my phone stopped working. Then, of course, I've been dealing with a nuisance chest pain, which I told you guys about. Um, and then, of course, Amy's adopted mom was having issues with her sugar count dropping dangerously low. And then they had to make an emergency run to Owasso. So there's just been so much going on, so much going on. Um, yeah, if you have Facebook, like I said, if you're going to behave yourself and not cause problems, send me a friend behave yourself. Um, so I'm going to sign off of Facebook. That helped me tremendously because I didn't know what else to talk about. Actually, I can't sign off. Uh, There was something there was something that I wanted to point out, which I think is I think that's my password. Is it my password? Hold on, folks. Nope. Um, oh, I don't want to give word. Let's see. Let's try this one. Try that one. Oh my God. I forgot my Facebook password. Okay. Where are you? Ah, it's that one. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's try that one. Voila. I'm back on Facebook again. Okay. So while I was on Facebook, there was something that I immediately I'm checking out some of the posts of people I've talked about in the past, and I make it no secret here in my YouTube channel. Um, so Milk Tyson is a person that I've spoken about many times before, and I was just being a bit nosy and curious as to what anybody else had to say about it. And I found this post on Facebook, which I find to be absolutely amazing, that more and more people are starting to open their eyes to this Mike Tyson guy. And there's even a post that I guess allegedly FAM was shut down. Fighting All Monsters was shut. I hope that's true. I hope that's the case. Um, it's really just there's a post where Mike Tyson, he's basically whining about, people spit on me." Yeah, that's all you're getting, and you're lucky that's all you're getting is people spitting on you. Um, um, I'm not gonna read the post verbatim because it's quite a lengthy post, and it's actually from a parent who, ended up blocking me over the gossip and the rumors, but just know that I can see it. And, more and more people are starting to come out, and they're starting to, see Mike Tyson and FAM for what it is, and it just tickles my heart. It just makes me all fucking warm and fuzzy inside knowing that more and more of these parents are starting to see it for what it is, and they're starting to see Mike Tyson for what he is. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm just, "Yay, yes, you people are starting to open your fucking eyes." But, okay, I'm gonna sign off Facebook for now. But yeah, I that was too good not to share. That was probably like the highlight of the week is that more and more people are starting to realize, they're starting to come to their senses, and they're starting to open their eyes. Well, Mike Tyson, he's not as good as everybody says he is, and FAM is not as good as everybody says it is. Thank you very fucking much. That's what we've all been trying to tell you. Um, there's a lot of crooks in the childhood cancer world, and mind you, being back on Facebook again, I'm still friends with a lot of, friends that I've made in the oncology world when we've raised awareness together and we talk about childhood cancer, we swap ideas. We're all still very well, getting along, we're friends, we keep in contact on occasion. As a matter of fact, I've been texting a lot of my friends, in the oncology world, and I've been emailing them as well, and we've been staying in touch. Messenger, text message, email. We've been keeping in touch, and it's been great. There hasn't been any issues, and, yeah, so that's the gist of that. Everything's going good there. I do keep in contact with many people in the oncology world, and there's people who still reach out to me and ask me what my opinions are on certain subjects, whether it be email or text message, whatever the case may be, and I kinda give my opinion. And what they do with it is up to them. It's not my job or my responsibility to tell people what to think. But if they ask me for my opinion or what my thoughts are, I'm going to give them. So, but when I saw that on Facebook, I was like, yes, 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 there's light at the end of the tunnel. People are starting to see FAM for what it is. And they're starting to see how much of a scamming creep Mike Tyson is. I've been saying this for a long time. And, you know, a lot of the other, families, the moms in particular, have always been telling me, "Jared, just let things go." They'll see it for what it is eventually. Those people are gonna slip up, and they're gonna see him for what he is. You can't tell them and expect them to believe you, although the evidence is pretty much right there in front of them. How do you not see it? And basically, that was me speaking out about that, saying, "Hey, the evidence is in front of you. You can't just believe what you wanna believe. We don't operate on feelings, we operate on facts. These are the facts." And, so there you go. Mo Tyson, your days are numbered, buddy, and nobody fucking feels sorry for you. Only the people who are brainwashed by you, they feel sorry for you. I don't, and a lot of other people don't. But, Other than, everything going on, I'm hanging in there, the little chest whatever going on, little ache in my chest. Could be stress related, I don't know. I really don't let things bother me a whole lot, like, I'm just kinda chilling in my bedroom, or I'll go to like, I just recently I was in Lansing, went on a joyride, and I purchased a journal book, which I don't have in front of me, but I stopped at the Rite Aid across the street from Sparrow Hospital, purchased a journal book, and I had written the date inside of it that I purchased the journal book, which was on the 17th. I had written down where I bought it, the city, the store, Rite Aid Pharmacy, Lansing, Michigan. And eventually, down the line, as I'm writing in my journals, I will get to that point, but it's gonna be a very long time. Um, but yeah, you know, I get stressed about a lot of things, I get depressed about a lot of things, but I'm still here. I'm still hanging in there. I'm doing the absolute best I can. And there are other people out there right now. If you're friends with me on Facebook and you're watching this, I know that there's a lot of people out there who are going through similar situations. They're dealing with high volumes and levels of stress and anxiety. And I feel you. I get it. I'm there, you know. But I think for me, I've learned how to not let it get to me as much, because worrying about something is just not going to help the situation. So, what I do is now, or at least this is my newfound approach, I just look at it for what it is and say, okay, that's the way it's going to be. Okay, so then we're going to take this avenue, or I'm just going to deal with it. I'm going to accept it for what it is and just live one day at a time. And it is difficult sometimes. I won't lie. It's difficult and it sucks, but I'm hanging in there, you know? That's what I'm doing. I'm hanging in there. That's pretty much all I can do. Um, but it's gonna work out. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And with the holidays coming up and everything, and I know how much the holidays truly stress people out. Because I'm not one for the holidays either. I don't make that a secret that I don't like Christmas, although I do go to Bronner's on occasion and I walk around the store and I take pictures and video, which by the way, it's allowed at Bronner's. The holiday itself, the holiday itself is depressing because you're supposed to be in this, you know, happy-go-lucky, joyous, cheerful mood when everything going wrong in the fucking world or could possibly go wrong in the world is or has. And it's like, how can you put on this fake smile and pretend that everything's okay just because it's Christmas time? And there's people who are putting up their Christmas trees, even before Thanksgiving. I mean, the day after Halloween on November 1st, they were putting up their Christmas trees, and it's like, why are you putting up your trees so fucking early? Like, can we carve the fucking turkey first? But hey, to each their own. That's their prerogative, and that's a little argument that I had with a friend of mine on Facebook. Um, because you wait for your golden opportunity to comment on something controversial, and I'm just not going to tolerate that. If you have anything to say in regards to anything else going on in the world, then you write your own post, and if I agree with it or disagree with it, I will act accordingly. If I agree with it, I might say I agree and move on. If I disagree, I'll just keep scrolling because that's the mature thing to do instead of, you know, acting like a whiny, pouty 2-year-old when you disagree with something and come onto my Facebook with your arms crossed and you're just going to be a keyboard warrior with your bravery. And well, I'm just not going to tolerate it. I speak my opinions. I voice my opinions, like it or lump it. That's the way it is. Um, I don't do that to anybody else. I don't go on people's Facebook and say, "Well, I disagree because of blah 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 blah." Or if I do disagree with something, I'm polite about it. I'm not telling these people reread your post or you're overthinking this. That's their opinion. That's their opinion. That's their feeling. And so you have a right to think and feel what you wanna think and feel, but I'm not gonna sit there and fucking nag on you for what you think and feel, you know? If you don't agree with what I say, keep scrolling. It's that simple, you know? So, on that note, there's a local television news reporter. I mean, he's a really nice guy. He's a respectable guy. He has this, attitude or this mojo, if you will, keeping it real, and he works for a local television station, and I have an enormous amount of respect for the guy, um, but, as he's a journalist for a local television news station, and there are some things that he can give his opinions on, and there's many things he can't. Now, when you're a journalist, you understand how freedom of speech works, you understand freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, all that stuff, um, but when you come on Facebook and say that you wanna change the world, you're not gonna do it, at least not on your own. You're not gonna change the world on your own. It's a nice thought, it's a nice sentiment to say, "I wanna live in a world where, you know, people can say what they want without being attacked or feel what they feel without being attacked, as long as it's not discriminatory or whatever the case may be." Um, everybody's gonna have an opinion. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying that it's fair. But there's gonna be a lot of people out there who you're gonna run into in life, and they're not gonna be so nice, and they're gonna say things and do things that you may not agree with. However, if they're not being discriminatory or if they're not, infringing on anyone else's rights, they can do what they do. You don't have to agree with it, and that's fine, you know? But changing the world, when you say you wanna change the world, I think that's a bit overreaching because we all wanna change the world, but it's just not gonna happen, at least not overnight. Um, the world has gone to shit. As a matter of fact, Michigan, as I pointed out a little while ago, Michigan is leading the nation in high COVID numbers, and that's not a good thing. Um, and there's a lot of talk about that, just like there was a lot of talk about, now, mind you, I haven't been watching the news, I haven't been following it a lot, but a guy named Kyle Rittenhouse had come up in the news, and there's a lot of talk about he shot somebody or he carried a machine gun or something. See, I don't follow it. I only get bits and pieces, but I really don't stay on top of it long enough to follow it. And the verdict had come down where he was found not guilty. There's a lot of people who are not happy with the verdict, and there's a lot of people who are very pleased with the verdict. Either way, I could fucking care less what the verdict is because I don't watch it. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. But on Facebook, that's all I'm seeing. Kyle Rittenhouse, all the way down, post after post after post. And it's like, don't you people have lives? Don't you have your own shit to worry about? You can have your opinion though, which is fine. You can have your opinion. But it's like, don't you people have lives? It's almost like these people who will write out a post. Well, time to clean out the friends list. First of all, do you really have to announce it? Is it really necessary to announce that? And secondly, do you really have that kind of fucking time? Like, what do you do all day? You sit on Facebook all day? I'm not on Facebook all day. I got a life, you know. Despite the fact that I have returned to Facebook and I have lots of friends that I was happy to reconnect with and we talk on occasion, we all have lives of our own too. I don't sit on Facebook and decide, okay, time to clean out the friends list. Save, delete, save, delete, save, delete. Who's got the time? I don't. And I know many other people don't. There's a lot of things, and I was talking about, I can disagree with something that someone says and I can keep scrolling. There's a lot of people who post religious things on Facebook, and I'm an atheist. So anytime God's mentioned or, something religious, heaven, hell, whatever, I don't agree with it. I think it's silly. but I don't make it a point to comment, "This is silly," or, "This is childish bullshit." I I disagree with it, and I keep scrolling because that's the mature, responsible thing to do. I don't sit and nitpick at every little fucking thing I see on Facebook, although there's a lot of misinformation or, um, people who they like to conjure up a story and get people thinking and believing things that aren't true, and that's not a good place to be in. I don't like to do that in particular. When I write out my Facebook post, just like in my journal, I try to be as accurate or as close to the truth as possible, so that way, people understand what's going on, and when I'm documenting everything in my journal, I can be as accurate as possible. That way, when I go and look back in comparison to something else that happens later on down the road, yeah, yeah, that's, it's either that's about right or this is where we were all this time ago, and so that's basically, where I am in terms of because if you look at it from the perspective of freedom of the press and freedoms of speech, we're all the press. And this is something that I like to point out to a lot of my friends on Facebook. They may not understand this. Like, you can be on a sidewalk and you can take pictures, you can take video. Anything you gather in public from a publicly accessible area and you disseminate that back into the public, that is considered press. We're all press. We're all reporters. We all report on what's happening. We're all freedom of the press. The freedom of the press is the First Amendment of the Constitution, but we are all members of the press. The minute you stand in a publicly accessible area and you take picture or video of anything you can see from a public view and you disseminate that to the public, you are now a member of the press. That's how that works. And there are people who are still very nitpicky and bitchy about, well, I don't want you sharing this without my permission, blah, blah, blah. It's like this. If you're posting something on Facebook, well, you've already made it known to all of your friends. And if you have your privacy set to public, then you've already shot yourself in the foot because there is no expectation of privacy in public, even when you put it on Facebook. Although it may not be public to the world, it's still public to your friends. And I think it kinda defeats the purpose when you post something that you don't want other people to see or other people to share. Privacy is created, it's not expected. Um, my privacy is incumbent on me to create, not somebody else. Um, I don't know, you would think people would get that, but they just don't get it. Now, I couldn't very well go onto private property and film private property, at least not without permission. Now public property, I can go anywhere in public property and film anything my eyes can see, whether anybody likes it or not. That's the First Amendment, and it's always good to, exercise your rights. And speaking of rights, a lot of people ask me what my opinions are about the COVID vaccination because, a lot of the airline, companies are refusing service to people who are not vaxxed. If they which I think it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment where you have to actually show your medical whatever records. I think that is a violation of the Fourth Amendment, but on the flip side of that, I understand safety concerns as well. It seems like it's a bit unconstitutional to have to provide your medical information before you can board an airplane. I think that's shitty. That's not freedom. Um, but again, like I said, I also understand how this is a pressing safety concern in regards of health, and we all have to make sure that we're each of us are doing our part to keep each other alive and healthy and um, you know, don't make other people sick as a result of refusal to take care of something that should be taken care of. That I understand. So it's very I understand both points on both sides. As far as the COVID vaccinations are concerned, I'm of the opinion, always have been, always will be, it's entirely up to you if you wanna get the shot. Now, whether or not I've been vaccinated or not have not been vaccinated, that's my business, although I think I've announced before in previous Sunday video updates. Um, but either way, that's my personal choice, and, stop giving people a hard time, for not being vaxxed, and don't give anybody a hard time because they were vaxxed. It is a personal choice. We all gotta come to this particular meeting ground when it comes to the COVID vaccination. I want this to go away, absolutely, because I want freedom back, but we have this very pressing health issue, this pandemic. We have to be very careful and how we choose to proceed. We have to tread very lightly because we're trying to get rid of the COVID, and we're trying to, in order to get that freedom back, we have to make sure that um, we obliterate this problem as efficiently as and as quickly as possible. But I think I've said my point on COVID. I don't want to gobble up the rest of the time here talking about that, but um, so I'm doing okay. Again, like I said, other than the chest pain, which I'm not feeling it now, and I don't feel any other symptoms, with the chest pain. I don't feel lightheaded. I don't feel dizzy. I don't feel back pain. I don't have any numbing, tingling sensations in my arms or my hands. I don't feel nauseated. I feel fine. It's just when I turn just right sometimes, or if I do this, like I flex my arms kind of, I can kind of feel the pressure a little bit. But other than that, I feel fine. I feel great. I've just been tired a lot lately. I think it's the change of the weather because we had to set our clocks back an hour a couple Saturdays ago, and it's getting darker, which really throws off the circadian rhythm, which refers to your sleeping patterns. If you're not familiar with circadian rhythms, that's in reference to sleeping patterns. And when it gets dark, it makes you sleepy. And in a lighted environment, or if you're outside in the daylight, you're more awake, you're more active, you're more, alert to a lot of different things in your surroundings. So I think that that all has a lot to do, and because it's getting colder outside here in Michigan. Northern Michigan is picking up snow. It looks like a winter wonderland in the Upper Peninsula right now by what I've been seeing on social media. And I'd say from about Grayling north, not so much, I don't think not so much Clare or Mount Pleasant, but I think it's like Grayling and Houghton Lake and all those places and points to the north, which would include Gaylord and Sheboygan and Petoskey and Alpena and Rogers City and Vanderbilt, all those places up north and in the Upper Peninsula. They've been getting a lot of snow. Um, so yeah, there's been some stuff going on, but I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere just yet. Um, I had a lady friend over this past Friday. She had just gotten out of work and she texted me and she says, "What are you doing tonight?" I said, "Well, I don't know. Probably just going to hang out." It was on a Friday. And I said, just going to hang out. It's Friday night. Really don't feel like going out and doing anything. And she says, "Okay, well, I'll be out." Actually, I went shopping for Thanksgiving when I was in Corona. So I actually did have to go out to do a little bit of grocery shopping. But um, so I went shopping. I came home. And then she showed up, and dad says, "Well, why don't I order a pizza? We can visit, watch wrestling because dad was watching WWE SmackDown, and we had Hungry Howie's Pizza, and she came out. She snuggled up with me on the couch, and we were eating pizza, drinking Pepsi, and watching wrestling. We're not boyfriend, girlfriend. We're just friends. We're taking it slow. Um, and if things should happen, if things develop more and more and more in terms of a relationship, okay, I'm cool with that, but if not, I'm cool with that too. I've grown very accustomed to the single life, and I enjoy being in a relationship. I'm not one of these guys who gets all eagerly depressed when relationships don't work, or I can't believe she walked out on me. You know what? Life goes on. I I I can't say I've never experienced that because there was this one girl that I was just head over heels. I loved her so much, but she didn't love me back. And when I found out that she was with somebody, I was doing everything for this girl. I was buying her cigarettes. I was doing everything for her. And then I found out she was shacking up with another guy, and she was just she didn't even have the nerve to tell me, "Hey, I'm not interested. I would like to just be friends. I'm really not interested in getting a relationship." And at that time, yes, it broke my heart, because she just went behind my back, and then I had to find out later on that she was in a relationship with another guy, and I actually sat right here on this floor and I bawled my eyes out because it's like, how could she do that to me? I did everything for her. Now I'm more mature in my thinking that I have to be comfortable in either situation. So, for example, like, I'm perfectly okay with being single. I love being single, but if I do get in a relationship with a woman, I can be comfortable with that too. Um, so either way, I'm not gonna feel defeated. I'm not gonna feel like I've lost something if things don't work out after having been in a relationship, or if this lady finds somebody else. I'm not gonna feel sad or bereft or anything like that because I'll still have a friend. But that's the trick, is you have to learn how to be comfortable being with someone and being on your own. You have to learn how to be comfortable. You have to master that. And I think I have. I think I do a pretty good job at, just enjoying my own company. And yes, that is the furnace that kicked on. I think it kicked on a couple of times since I've been live on YouTube here, but yeah, I mean, it's just like that. You have to learn how to enjoy your own company. And I think that's where a lot of people get this misconception that I've turned into a hardhead when I came back to Facebook. Like, I don't raise awareness to childhood cancer anymore, and they think that I don't give a shit about the children, which is a lie. Of course, I care about the children. I was just having this conversation with a bereaved parent in a text message last night, and I told her I'm sorry, that this is happening. I'm sorry that your child is gone. It's not fair. It's not fair for anybody to have to go through that. And they sent me X's and O's and were saying, "We love you, Jerry Bear," and well, I love you more. And I'm sorry that you're going through this. I wish there was something I could do to make this better, and there's nothing I can do. I don't even know what to say most of the time. And I feel bad because there's so much I could say and I don't even know where to start. Um, Life is not fair, and I don't want to sound dismissive. I don't want to say, well, that's life. What are you going to do? I don't want to say that because it's not fair that they lose a child and people that they should be able to depend on for support, emotional support, and all they're going to say is, "Oh, life goes on," or "That's life." Well, that's a shitty thing to say. So I don't want that in the back of my mind. What I want to do is I want to be able to have those conversations. And I have said, life, it's not fair that this would happen to your child, and it's not fair that your child had their life robbed of them because of some stupid disease. I have said that, and I have said I wish I knew how to make this better for you. I just don't have the answers. There's nothing I can do. Not physically. I can't undo what's been done, but what I can do is I can be a friend and I can be a shoulder of emotional support for these parents to cry on. Um, That's why when I was an advocate, I always used to say, what a bereaved parent is thinking and feeling is where my advocacy stops. That's where I draw the line because it would be unfair of me to give a synopsis of what these people are thinking and feeling when in fact I personally don't know what they're thinking and feeling. I have never lost a child. I think that, there are support groups for bereaved parents, in the childhood cancer world. I'm sure there's got to be some kind of support group. Um, but it would be dishonest of me not having lost a child to cancer, but still elaborating on how they think and feel. That would be very dishonest of me to do that. So that's why I refrain from doing that. Um, and it's out of respect for those parents who've lost children. I don't want to overstep my boundaries. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And I'm sure as fuck not going to go on Facebook and ask what the limit should be on donations. That was horrific. That was fucking disgusting and horrific. I would never ask such a question. When it comes to children, that should be limitless when we're trying to save the lives of children. But anyway, that's where Amy, she's hiding out in the bedroom. Dad's hunting, of course. Um, Speaking of COVID, there's a lot of my family members have been diagnosed with COVID. I'm not going to give names, but uh, found out last week that quite a few of my relatives, my cousins, have COVID. They were recently diagnosed, and they're supposed to be quarantined. I don't know if they're following the orders of quarantine for the COVID. I would hope that they are. Um, but I just couldn't believe what I heard. It's like most of my cousins have COVID. They were recently diagnosed. They've been sicker than hell. Um, I know my Uncle Mark Perkins was here last week, and he was spitting up a lot of junk. And I told Dad, I said, if he is sick, he needs to go home because I'm not trying to catch whatever the hell it is he has. I said, I don't need to get sick. I said, and if he's sick, he needs to go home. He needs to sleep it off or go to a doctor, which he doesn't go to a doctor. Um, Very stubborn in that regard. Very stubborn. And we've told him before, you got to go see a doctor. He's like, I don't want to see a doctor. Well, sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do. It's called being an adult. You got to do things you don't want to do. And I realize, I'll practice what I preach. If this chest pain gets worse, then yes, I will see myself to seek medical treatment. But it's not. I mean, it's there, but like it's not as bad. It's not to the point where I'm buckling to the floor in pain. Like if it's only there if I turn just right. I can feel like a little throb, but I feel okay. I feel fine. I'm not sick. I'm not running a temperature. I'm not. I don't have a fever. No, tingling or numbing sensations in my hands and arms. I don't have back pain. I'm not dizzy. I'm not lightheaded. I'm not nauseous. Uh, I don't know. I feel fine. It's just when I turn just right, there's a little bit of a throbbing in the chest. I'll be fine. It's not severe, no sharp pains or anything like that, but um, again, I'll be responsible if push comes to shove, and I will seek medical attention and treatment if possible. But I'm trying to avoid Owasso Hospital because I heard that right now Memorial is really fucking bad with the COVID. They're not accepting any patients, is what I've heard. They've turned away area ambulances because they are overrun with COVID patients. COVID is all throughout the fucking hospital. And I mean, yeah, I understand that's the one place where you should feel safe in terms of health, but that's also where people go to seek treatment to fight the shit off. So it's a double-edged sword. Um, and that's with all hospitals, not just Memorial. I don't want to put Memorial on the spot like that. I don't want to make it sound as though Memorial is the only hospital um, that has it rough. The whole state of Michigan, uh, we're currently leading the nation in the most COVID numbers. Um, Not bragging. That's horrific. That's horrific. That's terrible. Um, and my friends on Facebook are urging me to go get checked out, and oh, it could be this, could be that. And I appreciate their concern. I don't want to, sound dismissive and make it sound like I don't appreciate what they're telling me because I certainly do. I don't get that a lot from anybody. I don't have people who are genuinely concerned about me or my health. And when I have people coming on my Facebook saying, "Well, you need to go get checked out. You need to be looked at by a doctor." I appreciate that they would take the time to actually urge me to do something like that. But I also have to think of my own health as well. And I have to think in terms of, okay, it's not like I feel a pain in my chest, but it's not something that would require urgent care. So I know how to handle situations when it comes to health, but I am very grateful and thankful for the concern of my friends. I mean, they take the time to text me and comment on my post and email me, and they are very thoughtful and loving and caring. And I think I struck I got the pot of gold. I struck it rich with the friends that I have because they are genuinely loving, caring people, and I love them. They're good people. I love having them in my life, and I love the fact that when I'm kinda down on my luck, they're always there. They're always there with a suggestion, or they're always wishing me well, because I tend to give that in return. If I can, if I have enough knowledge about something, then I'll be happy enough to pass that along, but, um, yeah, I struck it rich. I found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow with the friends I have. I gotta tell you, I'm the luckiest guy in the world having the friends that I have because they're good people. And, I also wanted to point out because I did mention the Milk Tyson situation again, in this week's video. I wanted to say that if you are one of those parents who you have some beef with me and then you discover the truth about Milk Tyson and fighting all monsters, if you want to apologize to me, and I'm not trying to sound conceited in any way, but if you want to apologize to me, just email me and say, "Jared, I was wrong about Milk Tyson and I apologize, and I hope you'll accept my apology." And chances are I will. I'll accept your apology every single time. Um, and if I've said anything negative or nasty about you, I will definitely retract the statements that I've said. Because, when I get going in my daily rants, there's no off button except for when I look at the time and say, "Oh, time to go. I got things to do." But I want people to understand, although I might have to say some things that aren't so nice, which I don't enjoy doing, but it's to get people to understand what's really going on. And anybody who defends their ignorance by putting up roadblocks and barriers in defense of that, they're going to be called out, and I will say the things I say. Um, but I'm also someone who I'm willing to make amends with people. That's Lori Libby. I don't know if she's still a Fam fanatic or a Milk Tyson fanatic. I have no idea. Debbie Zemlach the same way. I mean, anybody who's a Fam fanatic or a Milk Tyson fanatic, when the lights start to come on inside you and you discover the truth about this guy, my email inbox is always open. And that's for anybody that I've had beef with in the past. Um, I'm not trying to give anybody a hard time. I don't like to give people a hard time, but sometimes, and it's basically with people who guard their ignorance. They have the evidence in front of them, And when they choose to look the other way or turn the other cheek, uh, I have a problem with that. And so, if you're one of those people who you used to support Mike Tyson or FAM and you want to email me and say, Jared, would you please accept my apology? I'm going to accept your apology all the time, every time, because that's the kind of guy I am. I want us to be friends. I want to get along with you, but I also want you to examine the evidence that is available, examine the evidence that is presented, and consider making your decisions based on evidence rather than he said, she said, or feelings, because your feelings are only as subjective as a person who can just as well say that someone said or did something. Until you have the evidence or the objective truth, the facts, then I'm not interested in what you feel. I only care about what's true. Hello, Amy.
Hello, Jared.
It's great to be back. Amy says hello to everybody watching. It's great to be back.
To add on to the part that you said about my mom,
Yeah.
as of right now, she's still in the hospital,
Okay.
and they're talking about instead of sending her home, sending her to the rehab center for a while. See
Okay.
how she reacts there.
Okay.
See, she still reacts as the way she is in the hospital.
Right.
Because as of right now, in the hospital, she's acting the same way she does at home.
Oh, okay.
And we've been trying to tell them this for 2 years. It's time for her to go in a home.
A nursing home. Yeah.
And they wouldn't listen to us. Well, now they're going through everything that Joe and Tammy have.
Yeah.
Because she's doing.
She was and what Amy's talking about, she was transported to Saginaw to a hospital there, but then
They hadn't even transferred her there.
oh, they didn't transfer her to Saginaw. I thought they did.
That was 2 years ago.
Has it been 2 years already? Oh.
Yep, this time here she's stuck in a Owasso.
So she was on Owasso the whole. I thought they sent her to Saginaw.
No, there was talk about it,
but they actually didn't go through.
Had her in ER for 2 days.
Oh, gotcha.
Yesterday she got in her room, or a couple days ago she got
Yeah.
in her own room, and from there, from what they have seen, just in the days that she's been there and been alert,
Yeah.
they are now going towards the nursing home.
Yeah. So there's your update. If you were able to hear that.
If not, Jared can repeat it.
Yeah. Well, we're down to the last 3 minutes of the show.
Okay.
That hour went by quick. That hour went by quick. But it always goes by quick.
Yeah, it does.
Now, if the situation with me gets worse, well, like with the chest pain or what have you, there will be an update on my Facebook, and I'll maybe make a special video for my YouTube channel talking about it. So if you are interested, and like I said, if you're also a parent who was once a supporter of FAM and Mike Tyson, and you want to add me as a friend, if you want to re-add me on Facebook, please do request it. And I will add you, and we can have conversations. I'm not looking to fight. I'm not looking to argue with you. I just want to have a conversation with you. Like two grown adults should be able to do. At least I would hope anyway. But yeah, we are at the bottom of the hour here, and I'm gonna go take care of some other things. And I thank you all very much for joining me on this edition of the Sunday Video Update. My name is Jared Bear Fuller. Thanksgiving is coming up this Thursday on the 28th, I believe. 25th. Hold on. I got a calendar on my phone. Ooh, excuse me. Where is my calendar? Uh-oh. Hey Siri, calendar. Okay, so it'd be this Thursday. So Thanksgiving is this Thursday, the 25th. So there you go. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm going to be preparing Thanksgiving dinner here. We got a shank ham and we've got some stuff to make my green bean casserole. We're going to have some mashed potatoes. We're probably going to have some biscuits. We don't know who's all going to be here. It might just be the three of us. I'm not sure what's going on, if my brothers are coming over or what the deal is for Thanksgiving. I have no idea. But I've been asked to make my green bean casserole again. Dad's going to prepare the shank ham. We're going to have biscuits and mashed potatoes, gravy. I don't know. I was right at Frank's and I didn't get yams or marshmallows. Son of a gun. I can still go up to Frank's before they close.
The thing I need is brown. Do you want
Brown.
me to write it down?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I know I need brown sugar, marshmallows, yams, because you're going to make candied yams, right?
Yeah.
So I hope all of you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if you're stressed and depressed and dealing with anxiety of the holidays and such, and whatever's going on in your life, please hang in there. Know that someone out here loves you and cares about you very much, very deeply. And if you need somebody to talk to, please email me. My email address is also in the About tab section of this YouTube channel. So please reach out, email me, and we can have a conversation. Find me on Facebook. If you want to message me on Facebook, you don't have to send me a friend request. You can just message me and we can have the conversations. But, life is too short and nobody's getting any younger. And so I'm trying to not only grow out some scruff here on my face, but I'm also trying to bury the hatchet with a lot of people. I just want to get on with my life. I want to have peace. I want to be able to connect with people whom of which I've had disagreements with in the past. I'm not looking to fight with anybody. I just want to get along with everybody and I want to be able to live my life and do what I want to do without hassle or judgment. That's what everybody wants, I think. So I'm going to end it on that note. Much love to all of you. My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jer Bear. I will be back here next week, Sunday, the 28th of November. So until next week, guys, much love. Take care. Peace out and have a good week. Hang in there.